morning, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome to my channel, Tiger Rose Rides. You currently find me on my way back down to Lee from Loomies. I did go up Butzers, but again the cafe's not open. Never mind, I know why now, so it's acceptable. So yeah, I'm just heading down to Lee. Gonna have 5 minutes down there, drink my Coke, have a chat with some people, because I'm nearly always being stopped, well not stopped, but spoken to about the bike. Many people like it. And it's funny actually, it's in Loomies, where you get so many bikers, the gentleman approached me and asked me about my chain. And funny you should mention that, I say. I had to get it changed at the 3 mile service, 3,000 mile service. It had seized up, and so had his. So it seems a bit more common than most that the chains that come with the Royal Enfields from factory, and I would say especially the 350s, because he had a Meteor 350, this one's obviously the classic 350, and so his went the same. You know, links had seized up and all sorts, and he, like me, had serviced his chain regularly. One thing I will say, I used the wax, I think is it Gorilla Wax or something, I'm not sure, the proper bike wax, and I think that it's too thick to get in the places that it needs to get into. So I shan't be using that anymore. But anyway, so yeah, it seems that having changed my chain, it's now fine. I mean, I've not had any problems at all with it. So this is going in for a 6,000 mile service next, is it next week? On the 7th. Week after next, I think. So although and I've noticed this, the handbook says that the valves need adjusting at the 3,000, not the 3,000, 300 and then the 6,000 mark, etc, etc. But spoken to the dealership, and when I put this in for a 300 mile service, they said no, we now don't do that until the 3,000 mile service. So what it says in the handbook isn't quite correct, and my next valve adjustment, I would imagine, will be at the 9,000 mile mark. Because he did ask me, he says, oh, you just had your valves done, haven't you? I says, yeah. He says, well, the next one will be at 9,000. So yeah, it's all good. It's running like a dream at the moment. Absolute dream. And I was listening to Stuart Fillingham yesterday. He was going on about the battery, I can't remember what he called it, but it's one of those things that maintains the battery's performance. You just plug it in plug it in every time you park up at home, and it maintains your battery. Unfortunately, where I park my bike is not near enough to the house, or to my flat, second floor flat, to do that too. So ooh, hello. So yeah, that caught me a bit by surprise. So that's a shame. I don't know how I can get around that. If anyone's got any suggestions, please let me know. So what am I doing this week? This week I'm actually going to do a bike history. I haven't done one in a little while, so I thought I'd indulge myself, and I'm doing one on the Baker Motorbike Company, and it's only a short one. They weren't around for very long, so although it'll be short, I'm hoping that it will be interesting for you. Other than that, I'm just going to, now as I say, I'm going to run down to the Lee, so I'll use that journey now to put the history in, and maybe put the stretch of sea going home from there as my closing footage. We'll see. Anyway, enjoy. I said earlier, it's been a while since my last bike history, so I hope you enjoyed this one, which is going to be on the Baker brand. Frank E. Baker of Motorcycles Limited was a British motorcycle manufacturer based in Alvechurch Road, Northfield, Birmingham, and was founded in 1927. E. Baker Motorcycles Limited originally started off as a precision engineering company which produced excellent engines of all types. It was set up by Baker in Birmingham, where he quickly established a reputation for performance motorcycle engines and supplied Hayden and Son motorcycles, who were established in Birmingham at the time, with these engines. Dipped a toe into building complete motorcycles using frames supplied by Son in 1912, who were based at the nearby Aston Brook Street factory. However, the main focus was on precision engines, and bikes he built from that era were not sold in any numbers. The company's fame started at the 1911 Olympia Motorcycle Show in London, where there were 96 motorcycles using precision engines, and by 1918 the company had over 800 employees. Baker stopped all motorcycle and engine production during the First World War, and in 1919 Baker's company was merged with William Beardmore and Company, which was a Scottish engineering and shipbuilding company based in Glasgow. Between 1921 and 1924, Beardmore produced motorcycles under the name Beardmore Precision. Notably, their first few bikes were well built and sported a new front and rear suspension idea of leaf spring design. Here you can see it on the 1921 350cc two-stroke version, and again on the now extremely rare 1922 500cc version. In 1924, Beardmore stopped production of the Precision and Baker regained the production rights. In 1927, he formed the new company of Frank E. Baker Motorcycles Limited, and it was at this time when his bike started to carry his last name on the tank, and he began making Villiers engine motorcycles. Unfortunately, there are no pictures to be found from 1927, and the earliest I could find was 1928, when he produced two lightweight models using 172cc and 247cc Villiers engines and 3-speed Albion gearboxes. He also delved into dirt track racing with this model. I couldn't find any records of success in this sport, but whatever they achieved, it would have been short-lived because there was no other models of this bike in later years. In 1929, they produced the Model 60, a 250cc Villiers air-cooled engine and a 3-speed Albion gearbox. It sported a 2-plate clutch and had brazeless blades fitted with adjustable linkage forks, the drum brakes front and back. There are other bikes bearing the Baker name, as you can see. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the provenance for them. Lack of information on the company is a reflection of the short-lived fame, and production only continued until 1930, when he sold the business to the James Cycle Company, who produced James motorcycles at their Birmingham factory and used Baker's frame for some of their models. A short-lived company, but for a moment in time they made their mark, and to this day, nearly 100 years later, although rare, a few examples of these bikes can still be found. A short history, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Well, that's it for this week, everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something from it, maybe even learned something. So until next time, take care, get home safe, and I'll see you then. Bye bye now.